So, namaste to you, my dear friends. So, welcome to this Google Classroom. So, our subject for this semester, first semester, one of my subject is an introduction to Bhagavad Gita. I hope you are all fine. So, try to follow these classes and the given materials according to your own time. So, Bhagavad Gita is a spiritual classic. So, we'll try to learn more about Bhagavad Gita. And also, I request you to go through the text. I have sent you the PDF files. I have sent already 3 translations. So kindly read every day or once in 2 days. Try to read one chapter. Bhagavad Gita has just 18 chapters. It is close to the length of Gospel of Mark. So go through it and try to read completely at least once. So read it every day, revise. So be familiar with the Gita. And as we go on, as we proceed, so now and then I'll ask for some summary or some objective type class test. There is an option for it in the Google Classroom also, or some homework. You may have to write maybe probably 1 or 2 pages on one chapter of Bhagavad Gita. There are 18, I said. We'll distribute accordingly in case we are able to do it. About the exam, I am not sure. You may have oral or written, I am not sure. That we'll plan later on. But right now, we shall try to learn what is Bhagavad Gita and what is its philosophy. So let me present to you an outline of the course. As Bhagavad Gita is the basic text of Hinduism, there are many shlokas or verses. We learn few verses or shlokas. I'll introduce you the general understanding of Bhagavad Gita. What is the meaning of Bhagavad Gita? Who is the author? When was it composed? What is the date? Where do you situate Bhagavad Gita? How Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue or colloquy? What is the structure of Bhagavad Gita? What is the background? What is the plot or story of Bhagavad Gita? What is the basic ethical problem that is discussed in the Bhagavad Gita? Then some analogies and imageries used in the Bhagavad Gita. Then we'll go chapter wise, little summary or some brief idea of each chapter. That's why I asked you to familiarize the text. Especially the 2nd and the 18th chapter are very important. Then what are the basic doctrines and themes that are discussed in the Bhagavad Gita? Then how to understand the text, the basic hermeneutics of Bhagavad Gita, what are the translations, commentaries written, and at the end some critical remarks and conclusion. This is the basic outline of the course. I'll provide this outline to you. Now let me introduce or let me begin with the introduction. So we have been witnessing COVID-19 since many months. We had many lockdowns all over India. During these lockdown days of COVID-19, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, had asked the people to read the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita in the families. He said his family also is doing it. And then he says, we need the focus just like Arjuna to fight against coronavirus. Then last year, that's 2019, world's largest and heaviest Bhagavad Gita was unveiled. That is unveiled in Delhi ISKCON. You know ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISK, International Society for Krishna. Con means consciousness. It's also called Hare Krishna movement. There are almost 400 plus temples all over the world. So it is said that the world's largest sacred book of religion is found in Delhi. It is said this book has 670 pages. It weighs around 800 kgs and measures almost 2.8 meters, that is 280 centimeters. It was unveiled by Narendra Modi in 2019 February. We also have seen Bhagavad Gita recital competitions in schools and institutions. We are also seeing different verses being quoted in the newspaper, especially in the obituary columns. So basically it is a living text of Hinduism. But there are also attempts by Hindutva ideologies to declare Bhagavad Gita as a national text. Also there are attempts made to include Bhagavad Gita as a textbook or school curriculum part. In Karnataka 2 years back, in 2018, there was a big controversy. A professor by name K.S. Bhagavad, a progressive thinker, said we should burn Bhagavad Gita because it is discriminating text. So that gave rise to a lot of controversies, and people were up in arms to kill this Bhagavan. So Bhagavad Gita is best known as the most popular and most influential religious text of Hinduism. It is a holy book of Hindus. Sometimes it is also called as Bible of Hinduism. Every Hindu house may not have a copy of Rig Veda or Vedas or Upanishads, but they usually or most of the time possess the copy of Bhagavad Gita. If we were to find one text in Hinduism on which lot of literature and writings have come up and still they are coming, is Bhagavad Gita. There are different versions of Bhagavad Gita. This Gita press, there is a Gita press in Gorakhpur which only publishes Bhagavad Gita texts. We have ISKCON, as I already said. They are promoting and popularizing Bhagavad Gita all over by providing translations for a cheaper price in different languages. I have few books here, I told. So see, this is one of the smallest texts of Bhagavad Gita. Then this I already said. This is published by Gita Press Gorakhpur. Bhagavad Gita, the Song Divine. This I ordered quite recently, some months back. This cost just 12 rupees. Then here there is another book, the Gita. Then there is this is another book by Swami Tapasyananda, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Scripture of Mankind. So there are many more books. You catch hold of any book, but read it. Let me proceed. In Hinduism, there are three basic texts which are called as foundational texts. Prasthana Traya. Traya means three. Prasthana means foundation, the basis or base. Those three basic texts or foundational texts of Hinduism are Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, and Bhagavad Gita. In these three texts, Brahma Sutras are nothing but the sentences picked from the Upanishads and put in a logical order. And Upanishads, these Brahma Sutras and Upanishads are together called as Shruti texts. That means there is no human involvement in the composition or writing of the Upanishads. Only humans have compiled together. They are impersonal texts. That's why they are Shruti texts. Brahma Sutras and Upanishads. The third text of Hinduism is Bhagavad Gita. It is Smriti text. That means there is some human element, personal element is involved. So Shruti and Smriti, and those three basic texts are Brahma Sutras, Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita is one of the foundational texts of Hinduism. It is both a philosophical treatise or book, and it is also a spiritual classic. That's why we need to study Bhagavad Gita, and let's try to learn whatever possible from your houses whenever you get time. Kindly make use of the time fruitfully. So we'll meet you in the next session. Thank you. See you.